Ewa humano so no me wo Mr. Ebenezer Amankwah or corporate communications manager Emma Ghana Great Company Limited. Yeba bisa nsem ne nyina efa erratic power supplier sisi a Ghanaians complaining about. Na yetumi ehun bibia nsem ne nyina eda. Mr. Ebenezer Amankwah me ma akwa ba eba happy morning show no so anope.
Major, so good morning.
Na Ghanaians complaining about interrupted power supply and omo ka say na say dear omuntumi enya kanea omude be ejuma ne niema from bebia ojina as the man in the middle between the power generators and the man our supply distributors. No, what is the challenge?
So I think Yakasa, I mean Ghana Great Company, the other players in the industry, Akasa Vibre about some of the inherent challenges in the power sector, especially when you look at transmission and distribution. So your cut generation there, I know enough capacity now to meet Ghana's demand. Issues are what transmission and distribution, and known as here.
Mr. Amankwah, hello, Mr. Amankwah. I say your connection no issues kakra abahon, but we would quickly re-establish connection with Mr. Ebenezer Amankwah, corporate communications manager Emma Gridco. Now we're to me at the Insemno Abreye, and he was trying to explain challenges that you're facing so far. And the initial comment on making and they say from the part of the independent power producers, or more generating power, no, there's enough to meet Ghana's power demand. We don't have issues of not meeting our demand. Supply no a bit to meet a demand. That was the first point now or established here, and he was moving on to speak about the issues of transmission and distribution. And Udru and Sana Humano Ekoye. But before I re-establish the connection, no, Sifa na Kasa. Okay, now
the areas BT said down someone say no. Isi Jinkai say homundum lights were mutumi at the timetable neighbor no mokaya no makasobia ochina ebedum light no edum light na 2 hours 6 hours. We just need something to work with. Yeah. Let's not forget that and you'll be an industrial hub. I'll bet me all people who use electricity or work at can say North Canadian and Abbey. Obi or ye shop if you let them have a timetable, no be your palma dear and abibia. But me also okay between 6 and 12. No, I won't have light until let me stay late and finish what I'm supposed to do. Something and I call around my neighborhood. Between a lot of places and we use electricity. Man, I wanted to work again.
Fati, Mr. Amankwah Abahumano. So, Mr. Amankwah, I'm sorry for the poor line at that point. But now, my introduction, the challenges, no. Yes, Metonka.
Now, me say, when it comes to generation, the Juma Aposopa Amatesia, you have enough generation done to meet capacity and then total demand. Niakani a Juma with transmission distribution, so even a robust power transmission and power value chain system. And since here, there are a lot of ongoing projects. Yeah, they are two jobs. A bit me a system now robust. Recently, challenges are in our system. Gas supply challenges from upstream and Gridco. You can't want them to that. If you see gas supply challenges internally, as reported by even Ghana Gas. If you see some of our transmission lines are tripping and as a system surge. Any idea? When it is confirming what we've said long ago. And even in the budget that was read recently said, there are inherent challenges in the power transmission and distribution chain. That is from where power is transmitted and then also to the distributors, which is ECG and Netco. And so, if you Jumano, yes, and a bear, to me, ama system na robust. In the project, we are also Accra and Kumasi, Biwa Winneba and Akaswa. A lot of projects are ongoing to ensure the system no be effective by first half of this year, which is July. And only a car say the workers on this project, the contractors, some of them are asking for some periods of outages to enable them finish their projects. If you are they do face here. Here some power outage so that they can break into the transmission line and create some connections so that they can interconnect to the entire system for transmission and distribution to be effective. And now, request from a lot of these contractors are, study the request so that we can work with the distribution companies, ECG, and agree on a timetable where the outages are being requested for. And then we can also look at how we can balance the distribution of power to ensure that there's minimal impact to the areas that are likely to be affected when these outages occur. And yes, say outages request here or more episode. It is between the period of April and June. And not just say from April and June, can you off and I say no. What you're saying is between those periods, there are some pockets of periods that they will come and ask for requests demanding us to have outages for them to continue their project. And we have to communicate it properly to the affected areas and also try and balance the management so that it will have minimal impact on Ghanaians.
Mr. Amankwah, my members situation now, what projects are we talking about? And if on a project we were because of a Juma ongoing, there will be the need for them to require sometime you be cut off and say na much me Juma be projects ben sa and you can want them.
Mirase into social Accra, project view Pokwase, there's a new Pokwase substation, a Millennium Development Authority, almost funded that project, and will become the largest substation in West Africa. And also, load now, it is always growing. Accra population is growing, load demand is growing. So you need a substation like, for example, the Pokwase one, so they are able to take some of the load from the pressure on other substations in Accra. And also, say there's this big bulk supply station at EST, and also MIDA and air funding. I think so, Achimota Volta transmission line, a free Tema for Achimota outside, and also here some upgrades, and also a Juma air also. I think so, line stringing exercise. Some of the lines, they need what we call stringing, and no more they know a peak Accra, so we are stringing now. And then only some of the projects ongoing in Accra. Ushe Kumasi Kintampo transmission line, and we are project as you air coso. The pressure on Kumasi and also to the north, will be eased by this transmission line. Power will be bypassed from Kumasi onto this line to go to the north and the other surrounding areas. I think also, government say by the end of this year, a Mary plant, Ebeko Kumasi. Kumasi has no generating plant. Every power is routed to Kumasi from the south. Until we have power transmission losses, we have low voltages near there. This generating plant at Eko Kumasi, Ebe Boapa, Ama Kumasi, Kanyano, even to the north, and more Ayading, Takada, in high voltages for power to be fluent and sufficient also in Kumasi and all the other areas. And to where in some of the projects are also to enhance overall supply chain for us to have a robust system as a country.
Mr. Amankwah, what I gather, they say request about from the engineers. Juma was our project we so say Gridco any ECG best steady now almost some form of load shedding about system if I'm correct.
Because you see the request the outages might affect specific areas depending on where the projects are ongoing. For example, Social Pokwasi substation, it would affect some parts of Accra, Malam, any idea. Social Kaswa, parts of central region, ever affected. Be OPGW stringing exercise. And no, ever affected most parts of Winneba, any idea. And to social, these areas that will be affected, would have to be communicated to say, between this short period and between this period, between the dates of maybe April 1 to maybe April 5 or April 7 to April 15th, whatever request that they are asking for, we have to communicate to this affected area, say, you have some outages between this period because of the ongoing project. Say, Obi, sudden outages for them to not have planned, and then it becomes added issues and unnecessary frustrations and pressure. And Enti na yɛka sɛ yɛdi nkita ho na yɛtumi communicate effectively.
Mr. Amankwah, obi so ebisa say this particular message and this request for a time I be load shedding in Niamano, hasn't it come a bit too late? And did they have to take Ghanaians to be agitating say Omopa engineer ho ansana step way from the engineers no beba, because clearly on working on the project now munim say time be say ebesi. And did they have to take Ghanaians to cry out before we take a step way?
So, that's a parting question. You see, some of the projects, so OSHA timetable, particularly Krapwa, the project should have been completed about 2 years ago. There are some projects that are being funded by the French Development Agency, Jean-François de Développement. Almost should have finished this project 2 years ago, but somehow, the loan disbursement now more disbursement, it got curtailed at a point because no more here government guarantees. Thankfully, buying bombarding the guarantees the projects had to resume. And that some of them are taking this long. But obviously, so we had the original timetables, we should have completed this project a while back. So we are not saying that it is too late, but we are just asking Ghanaians to bear with us so that we can complete this thing by the first half of this year. Relief comes to the system and we are all comfortable.
What duration are more expected to say intermittent power outages because we see between April and June. Ghanaians bet me who ABR exactly number of days on bet to me and a number of hours on bet to me on bet me deal with that situation way or exact duration ABR in a week or in a month you bet me who say outages and based on as and when the request come and I'm bet take his actions
Yo, see, I make a request to be same day request. So 1 day. Will be for 2 weeks. Will be for 1 week. Any idea. So it depends and it varies. Anything that Mecca earlier said, ECG is very critical and NETCO, they are critical in the discussion because they will know exactly the affected areas in detail and also the number of hours per area after we are able to arrange a particular load management structure that does not bring maximum impact or effect on customers. And will come out with the minute details. Will say, we are a better of around 5 a.m. to let's say 12 noon. And I'll say of around 7 p.m. to say 9. Those granular details, the distribution companies are in better position to know and to advise appropriately. Anything I say, as early as possible by the end of this week. Near to me, in your proper platform and content to communicate effectively to the affected areas.
Mr. Amankwah, we've had reports, and some have also concluded, sir. Auditor General report about Gridco is owed some 230 million Ghana cedis. No, Nina possible reasons in here, ABR, more financial strength, form, ABR, no, possible reasons in here, as a transmission to power distributors, no, problem, Kaka. Only Sanko for no, they are doing.
Yo, Auditor General's report, I am yet to study the report in detail, but I will share some of the reports and highlights in the media. We need to sit down because I think I read somewhere that for ECG we are owed 1 million, but for NETCO they owe us 63 million. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily speak to the appropriateness because ECG obviously their weight and the coverage they have is way more than NETCO in terms of the kind of services we render to them. Of course, Juma, the kind of job we are in is a highly leveraged business, so it involves a lot of services delivery where you have potential clients who either are due to pay or have outstanding liabilities to you. I know that it's clear, nobody is in doubt. In fact, the entire value chain has that structure because of the highly leveraged nature of how we work. So, for example, we won't say some of Yensu, we won't say essentially Ubika, because it's an interconnected system. But as to say, I know that affected outages now, I will not jump into conclusion and I will hesitate to even conclude that because as we speak, the ongoing projects have a timeline, which is by the first half of this year to complete, and then restoration will come into the system. So that assurance alone gives me confidence, and I'm not sure that it will be appropriate to tie what is happening now to some outstanding liabilities due us from our clients and our stakeholders.
Before you didn't come to China, Gridco, dealing mostly with the independent power producers, no, and I think somewhere last year, no, released by say because of government indebtedness, no, then there, to me a producer power. As we speak, we know government has fulfilled part of that data. But me assure Ghanaian say, based on negotiations and komo ayedi no, ye generation mix no, enya dia sikasem betumi higher generation capacity no, betumi atochima se nebeya the issue of doomso no betumi ababak.
I think that there is enough assurance on the fact that our stability in terms of generating capacity will continue to be stable over a long haul. In fact, if you listen to Energy Minister Neveti now, he alluded to the debts in the power sector, obviously around $2.7 billion as we speak. Total energy sector debts across the entire value chain. But also, Okanibi said, government is going to renegotiate the IPP contracts with all IPPs. So we'll get some robustness in the system. As we speak now, there are some generating plants in the system that are dormant, that are even eager to come online. And to show the eagerness and the enthusiasm in the industry in terms of generation, in terms of even plans to empower or enhance transmission and distribution. It speaks of great days ahead for the power sector and also for Ghanaians in general. Because if you look at West Africa, our model is really a torch bearer as far as other countries are concerned in emulating what we are doing and continue to do in the power sector.
And before Mema Wakono, Sisiano, Ghanaians are experiencing intermittent power supply. Just outages no egusua ekoso before timetable no bebano. Ghanaians are supposed to possibly accept say a project ekoso intina you're experiencing situations no before timetable no beba. That's correct.
I didn't get the question clear, but whatever outages that are being experienced now,
yeah,
no, if it's an issue that has to do with proper transmission, you are best placed. The Gridco would come out with to explain that. And we've done that in the past. Last week we did a similar thing. 2 weeks ago we've done it. If there are, for some reason, there are some particular problems that are localized, obviously the distribution companies would also have an idea about what is happening. But overall, if there are pertinent issues ever affecting some outages, not say it is in our interest as a transmitter to know and to update her. We do not hesitate at all to let Ghanaians know what is happening, which is what we are even doing today. Rest assured, we are not idle. We are committed to ensuring that people have stability and also comfort. Less frustration, less disappointment, and only a mandate committed to keep.
Mr. Ebenezer Amankwah, thank you very much for joining us on the Happy Morning Show. Thank you for your time and with patience. All the church Nimemo FR situation are you experiencing as Ghanaians as far as light and electricity situation no are concerned.